Hey folks, I'm Alex Story with Skill Mammoth Digital, and today is episode 45 of me building my agency in public. So what the series is really me doing accountability exercise, making sure that I'm focusing on the numbers that make my business grow. And for you, the lucky viewer, you get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, see my wins, celebrate them, learn from my fails, and of course, just get to see what it's like running a 20K plus a month business. Every single day, I ask and answer these 4 questions. How much money did I make? What am I doing to get more of it? What am I doing to keep it? And then what am I doing to fix the business? So revenue, sales, fulfillment, and strategy every single day. And so in the last 30 days, we made $16,347. And our MRR is at 13,389, looking to grow that to 18K by November 1st. I'm super stoked about tomorrow, and I'll tell you more about that. But for sales, this is what I got going on. So, 1,466 emails sent cold, 18 replies, 3 positive. And then I did 10 email looms. I did a lot more looms today for this thing that I'm doing for tomorrow for BNI. But then I had a sales call today, which I was stoked about because the client, when they filled out the form, they said their budget was up to $2,000 a month. So I had a whole bunch of stuff I was going to show them, but they ghosted. So I sent them a loom, and a text. Hopefully I save it, right? Because they seem so excited. But we'll see what happens, as we do follow up and try to recover that. I did send an upsell proposal to an existing client, $1,000 setup, and then $299 a month for LSA management. Small, but it's recurring. I might be able to get them on an AI voice agent to manage like the LSA calls. So we'll see what happens there. That'd be like another $750 a month. So, but yeah, that's sales. And then for fulfillment, it was kind of a maintenance. Like I said, I did some website edits. Of course, I did that client success call where I did that upsell. Fielded a lot of client questions. But keeping the ball moving. And then for strategy, tomorrow is that BNI presentation that I've been talking about for a couple weeks now. 50 owners in the room. 15 could buy directly. And then I have this Oprah moment that I'm going to be sharing. So it's a really high leverage opportunity. And I hope that folks are going to be happy to refer me bare minimum, but I'm hoping like the folks in the room that are like, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. I'm going to choose Alex to do our website now and get some, big lift, right? If all 15 of the people that could buy it, that's like, I hit my 18K goal right there for MRR. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just cut to a clip in just a moment of me doing this 6-minute talk and you guys can roast it. But let me quickly preface the audience. The audience, it's going to be, in person. It's going to be on a big projector screen. People are sit at tables, and they kind of turn to see it. The crowd is mostly skewing kind of older. I would say like, 45 plus, lots of owner operated businesses. Probably 70% of the folks in the room are business owners. And then 30% are going to be like employees at those companies. And, so that's it. Maybe 5 clients in the room or Skill Mammoth clients already. But go ahead and look at my video and then just tell me if things were kind of clear. I know I don't have a ton of feedback before this presentation tomorrow morning, but if you have time to give me feedback, just let me know. Anyway, bye for now. See you tomorrow. Hey folks, Alex here with Skill Mammoth Digital. Let's just jump into it because I got a lot to cover. Who is Skill Mammoth? What do we do? Well, we build websites that behave like your best salesperson. And if folks already have a website that they love, we make it work like a salesperson. The thing that I like to say is that most agencies get you the lead. We take it further. We make sure those leads actually convert into sales. We've 3 years in business. We've worked with over 50 businesses, and we've got about 30 clients on retainer today with an average 4.9 star rating. So pretty stoked about that. Here are some examples of the websites that we've built in the last, 3 or 4 months with tons of logos. Some of them you might recognize, and there are plenty more on our website that you'll recognize as well. But there are really 4 stages where we help out customers. The first stage is somebody who just doesn't have a website at all, right? Or maybe they don't even want one, right? But usually it's like a new business or somebody that has been around for a long time. They're like, do I really need a website? But yeah, we build these one-pagers that way if somebody Googles their name, they have something that says, okay, cool. There's a phone number. There's a form fill. This business is legit and not just some scammy person, right? So perfect for those folks just starting out or folks who are finally getting in the website game. The next thing that we help out with is if folks, maybe they started their business, they DIY'd their website, or they had a freelancer built it. But the website just hasn't been updated in a long time, and the business owner just doesn't have time to just, work on it, do any edits, keep it up to date, keep it more dynamic. So we take it over, give it a fresh coat of paint, make sure it's ready for 2026, and we start getting leads from it that way. Another customer that we help out quite a bit are those folks that are with a big agency, some of the big names out there like Scorpion or Haibu or Town Square Interactive, where folks are paying like thousands of dollars a month. They don't know where that money's going towards, like digital presence management, that kind of stuff. And they're just working with a client success manager, that's faceless, and they just don't even know like what these reports even mean. So, we're happy if you know people like that, just look at their invoice, tell them exactly what they're paying for. And if they are getting, a lot of goodness out of it, we tell them. But if it's, hey, it's not really working for you, Skill Mammoth would be a better fit, then we help those clients out. Another thing that we help out with is folks who love their website. Like there's folks here in this room that are getting like 4,000 clicks a month. Their websites are performing well. They don't necessarily need any enhancements to their website per se on the front end, right? Folks are getting to it, they're filling out forms, and they're giving phone calls. But we can help with the back end, right? We can help with the automation to make sure that all those leads are followed up on, they're going into a list, they're getting in front of their sales team, and making sure that we're not kind of squandering those leads and we're converting them into sales. We can help out with that automation with the instant follow-ups. So some of the features that our websites come with, the first one I kind of talked about already is speed to lead. This is by far probably the most important thing that we put on our clients' websites, making sure that every single form fill, every single phone call is responded to, even if the business owner is busy, the team is busy. And we do that in a couple different ways. They get a text in the first and seconds, they get an email in the first and seconds. And then if a call is missed, then that person also gets a text message just saying, hey, sorry, we missed you. Do you want to give us, schedule a meeting, using this link, or call us back later? And the reason we do this is because you're 21 times more likely to close a deal if you're the first person to respond. And because, if people are shopping around, they're going to stop doing that because you're already in their phone. The next thing that we do is after hours AI voice agent. So this is a pretty awesome project that we worked on with Ironclad Plumbing. We built them an after hours AI voice agent. If you know what that is, think of it like an AI receptionist. And with HVAC and plumbing, this is really cool because, I don't know if I would put an AI receptionist during the day, but for nighttime, it's a great way to capture any emergency leads and whatnot. So for those mornings for your crew to kind of take care of the next day. And they recovered over $79,000 that they wouldn't have otherwise because they didn't have staff for that after hours call. Another thing that we do is magic review funnels. So making sure that folks are, always getting asked to take a review and leaving them on the website or Google business profiles, because one of the easiest ways to rank higher on Google is just to get more reviews. And lots of folks are kind of like not taking advantage of that to the fullest. We help companies do that. A good case study is that West Metro Lawn and Snow got over 200 reviews in like the 3 months that we've been working with them, almost doubling their review count, which is dope, just dominating the West Metro. But one thing that I want to talk about too is just so you guys can have all the confidence in the world when you're referring Skill Mammoth to your customers, I'm giving everyone in this room something worth at least $300. It should be popping up in your inbox now. If your business has a website, I gave you a friendly roast with specific fixes you can make this week to make it better, make it convert more. You can give that to your website team. You can, if you're doing it yourself, you can just put those edits in yourself. And then for those of you in business to business, I gave you a lead list for the Metro, so you can do the outreach. Because I didn't talk about that in the presentation, but that's something I do all the time is outreach for business to business customers. So who are those folks that you can refer? Trades and home services, and then professional services are kind of those two areas. I like to say if anyone is looking for the next step is to book a meeting or an appointment, those are the folks that we can help out. We've really dialed in how we convert those into sales for our clients. And I do want to say we honor exclusivity. So for search clients, we take on one business per trade per market. So folks aren't really competing. We don't want to like kind of have two of our clients compete with each other. So that's me. Yeah, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I do want to talk quickly about my why, which is Story Family Herd. And with the beautiful people in my life on the screen, that's where I'll end my presentation. Okay, folks. So